Older men declare war, but it is the youth that must fight and die. I'm Boy. You're awesome. Let's talk about it. Politico, Trump threatens Iran over ongoing Houthi attacks. Quote, any further attacks or retaliation by the Houthis will be met with great force, the president said. Now, in this Politico article, it said that the Houthis have been targeting military and commercial shipping in the Red Sea for the past 2 years, effectively shuttering a crucial waterway for global and commercial trade. Now, that Politico article didn't really give the other side of the story as to why the Houthis are doing what they're doing. So according to a statement made by Al Jazeera, quote, the Houthis have said they are targeting ships linked to Israel in solidarity with the Palestinians and the right to protest against Israel's war on Gaza. Additionally, the Houthis argue that Israel's military campaign has not only caused widespread civilian casualties, but also blocked critical humanitarian aid, including food, medical supplies, and fuel, pushing Gaza towards a deepening humanitarian catastrophe. If you've been following along, you'll know that I'm covering the Saturn and Neptune conjunction that's going to happen in Aries. In fact, it happens around the 27th of May. But until then, we are going to hear a lot of news and a lot of political opinions from this Venus and Mercury retrograde leading up to this event. Now, the Sun has just moved into 0 degrees of Aries, and this is a part of what we call the world axis, a highly charged degree that often coincides with major global events, wars, revolutions, treaties, economic collapse, and the redefinition of power. We've seen the collapse of the Soviet Union, the end of the Cold War, shifting of global power structures. The American Civil War was around the same time we last saw Neptune and Saturn conjunct in Aries. Now, up until now, they've kind of been getting a bit closer and they'll begin to dance around with one another. After they enter Aries, it will become a lot more pronounced, and rather than the gas bagging of a Mercury and Venus retrograde, I assume that it will become a lot more serious and actual, tangible escalation of war could occur. Now, around the 2nd of August is when we see both Neptune and Saturn form an exact conjunction. So that could be an indicator of when things get kind of serious. However, it will be just a clue because both of them actually retrograde back into Pisces, which is a lot more passive, let's say. After all, Aries is ruled by Mars, and Mars is the god of war. It's not until next year when they form a prolonged conjunction in the sign of Aries, which is actually kind of problematic. When we're trying to forecast future events, you don't really want to just focus on one conjunction, and you actually need to connect the dots, so to speak. And unfortunately, there are a couple of indicators that there is massive change and new cycles upon us. Pluto in Aquarius, and the ruler of Aquarius, Uranus, is now entering Gemini around July 2025. And this is a fast escalation of innovating technology and aviation. And I fear this actually points to drones and cyber attacks and a bit of a different style of war. I mean, not just contained in a tangible way, but, tariffs is a form of financial war and just various different methods. As I said, history doesn't repeat, it echoes, and we're in a new time, and this new time is ushering in different style of warfare. In essence, what I mean by this, I don't think this is going to be a full-scale direct war between Iran and the US. It's less likely that it's going to be a traditional war that we've ever seen before. It's a more complex hybrid confrontation involving proxy forces and media warfare, aka propaganda. Economic sieges and covert destabilization is a lot more likely. The Saturn-Neptune conjunction around 0 degrees of Aries is more about an illusion-backed authority and a new ideological framework being enforced globally, possibly sacrifices made in the name of a false idol. Now, I'm sorry to be the bringer of bad news, and I really, really hope I'm wrong and we're not escalating towards war. But if history does echo, so to speak, we indeed could be. Hope that helps. Okay, bye.